Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego with my beautiful wife Karina from beautiful Venezuela, and it's the live stream for the K1 Visas, the Green Card channel. This is your YouTube channel where we give you all this free advice so you can process a K1 visa and a green card or a tourist visa or a spousal visa without paying an immigration attorney thousands and thousands of dollars. Now, I'm not an immigration attorney myself. I don't give you any legal advice, and I don't work for the U.S. government, USCIS, or the State Department. But I got 9 years of experience in processing K1 visas, green cards, spousal visas, etc. I've helped hundreds of people come to the United States without having to pay for an immigration attorney. Okay, you can process a K1 visa without paying an immigration attorney or thousands of bucks. Use that money for your wedding. Use that money for your honeymoon. Put the money in the bank. Use it for your family in the future. Okay? The K1 visa process isn't difficult. A green card application isn't difficult. It's a little confusing. Obviously, it gets a little confusing sometimes. And that's typical for a government freaking paperwork. But I'll make it easy for you and I'll unconfuse you. April Flower is in the house. April, hi Diego and Karina, got AP. How long will that take? You got advance parole. So what you want advance parole? What do you mean you got advance parole? You're in the United States. You applied for your green card. You need to be explain more what you're trying to ask me, April Flower. Explain it differently. Jill K Dog 01, administrative processing. So you got a 221G. Okay, it could take maybe 2 or 3 weeks. It depends on what it is. There's probably a security check. Is your beneficiary from Iraq? I think is he from Iraq? That's probably the reason. They got to do an extra security check. That's all. It won't take long. GLK Dog 01, hey Diego, USCIS received my package, but I haven't received anything, no message. But I forgot to put a check for the work permit. Okay, well, you're not going to get a work permit if you didn't pay for it. But if you put a check in the mail for the green card and the biometrics, then you'll get a green card and you get a biometrics. And they will probably either send back your work permit or they'll shred it. If you don't pay for the work permit, it's like $260 now, I think. April 1st, 2024, the price went up. It went from free to big bucks. And then GLK Dog said they haven't cashed a check or anything. Well, let me see here. But did they send you a message? Did they send you a text message saying they received your green card application? Abdul Wahab Kanu, hello Diego. What are the documents for biometrics? It depends where you're going to be. The documents for biometrics in a foreign country is the DS-160 and the passport. And you put the confirmation page of the DS-160 in the biographic page of the passport, and you bring it to the biometrics. That's if you're in a foreign country. If the biometrics for the United States is the immigration folks will schedule the biometrics for you, and you got to bring a identification, some form of identification to prove who you are. Okay. So let's suppose you're a young lady and you get married and you change your last name to your husband's last name. When you go to the biometrics, you got to bring identification that shows that your last name is now your husband's last name, because the biometrics is going to come in the letter's going to come in the mail with your new last name on it. See, Karina, she got her biometrics letter. It came in the mail and it said Karina Ross. So when she went to New Orleans for her biometrics, she had to produce a government ID that showed her last name was Ross. Yo, te lo cuento. Hola, happy to see you guys. So excited in New York. The beaches were open. You got beaches in New York. Hope you're having a great weekend. That's right. What do you got? Long Island? There's beaches on Long Island, right? So go cool off on the beach. Yo te lo cuento. JK Dog 01, but they haven't cashed the check or anything. So they haven't opened the box yet. It's sitting on the shelf, but they haven't opened it yet. Okay, when they open it, they'll send you a text message to say they received it, as long as you included form GL, the GL, I can't remember what it is, 1145. Trailing Bojang, good evening, Diego and Karina. I-130 approved, working on the DS-260. So you're on a spousal visa. How long do you think it will take for the interview in Gambia? Well, the MVC is going to schedule the interview in Gambia because you're on a spousal visa. So it's going to take a couple of months, okay? But the MVC will be doing all the legwork for you. When you're on a spousal visa, okay, the MVC does schedule the interview. But if you're on a K1 visa, you, Mr. Sponsor or Miss Beneficiary, have to schedule the interview. It's going to take a couple of months, Trailing. David B. Diego, and now that my beneficiary is here in the United States, all that is left to do is get married and do our green card, right? In that order. You got to get married first, okay? And then you process your green card paperwork, which is the Form 485, the 864, Affidavit of Support. You got to get a medical exam done, 693, with vaccinations. Repeat the medical exam, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The young couple just got an RFE. They submitted their green card application. They didn't include the medical exam. Immigration's looking for it. It's going to slow down their case a couple of months. You got to put pictures of your wedding in your green card application. You got to put your new wife or husband on the title to your car, the lease to your apartment, the deed to your house. The title to the title to your car. On the trash bill, the water bill, the garbage bill, the internet bill, the phone bill. Get a joint bank account if you've gotten a social security number. Put all that in the green card application. You got to show proof of cohabitation. You got to show proof you guys have commingled everything, including money. So the David B, you get married and then you file for the green card. That's correct. But make sure you put together a good green card application. Put a strong package together. Don't put a pitiful green card package together, because otherwise you might get an RFE, or you're going to be asked to go in front of a scary visa interview again. Ajali, good evening, Diego and Karina. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Well, thank you for remembering, Ajali. That's correct. On Monday is Memorial Day. Lunes es Día de Memoria a la Militar. Thank you for remembering. David B, our green card form. I plan to watch your video as I fill it out. There you go. Now you got for your green card application, okay, you got to fill out Form P of I-485. That's your beneficiary's application for the green card. You got to fill out Form 864. That's you, Mr. Sponsor, promising to take care of your beneficiary financially on the affidavit of support. You got to make sure a doctor, a civil surgeon, completes Form 693. That's the new medical exam. Immigration is looking for medical exams now, guys. Even though you got your medical exam, like Karina had her medical exam done in Bogota, Colombia, we went to Pensacola, Florida, and redid it. We got a new one, all brand new from scratch. I paid for it, and it went into a sealed envelope. The doctor signed the 693. He certified the vaccinations, and that went in the green card application. And yeah, David B, if you want to learn how to do the green card application, just watch the videos. I make videos on how to do it. GLK Dog 01, no, nothing. I know they received it because I tracked the package. Okay, just because they received it doesn't mean they opened it. Okay? You can mail green card packages all day long to Chicago, to Phoenix, Arizona, to Elgin, Illinois. They will receive it at the back door, right? Or on the 9th floor if it is Chicago. I think it's the 9th floor. And then they'll put it on the shelf. And then when they get to it, they'll open it. They'll take out your Form G1145 and send you a text message to say they've started working on your paperwork. And then about a week after that, you're going to get a letter for biometrics, where they're going to tell you where to go, what time, and what day. After a week, Karina got a biometrics letter in the mail. And on the biometrics letter, it's going to tell you the receipt number for your case, for your green card. Okay? Now, Karina's work permit is in transit. They shipped it from Kentucky to Tennessee, and then from Tennessee, it made it to Mobile, Alabama. It's in Mobile, Alabama, so we'll probably get it on Tuesday, because Sunday and Monday is a holiday. Sunday, and Monday is Memorial Day weekend, including today. So JLK Doggo 1. Now all you're going to do now is wait for the immigration people to open up the box, take it out of the package, and send you a text. But they haven't done that yet, but they've received it. Ajali, Diego, were you able to check the embassy in the Dominican Republic? I told you I was having a problem booking the biometrics in the interview. Yeah, I checked on it for you that next day. And what I was told by those folks was you just got to keep looking. But they didn't know there was a problem with you trying to schedule it on a day within just one day. So they don't know what the problem is. So it's at the NVC level. The National Visa Center controls the SEAC, or the third parties that manage the websites for the embassies. So what I would do is send an NVC inquiry, because the embassy said they don't see any problem. But what I would do is I would send an NVC inquiry to the National Visa Center and ask them why you can't, what the problem is. Because the problem is on their end with their third-party contractor. Okay? That's where the problem is. So I looked into it for you, and the embassy said there's no issues. They're scheduling K1 visas. They're issuing K1 visas. But what you need to do is send an email to the NVC and explain the problem, so that the NVC can look at it, because they control, the State Department controls this third-party company. Francois Livingston, good evening, Diego and Karina. What's going on, Francois? You should be getting your NOA 2 letter probably any day now. Yo te lo cuento. Yeah, Long Island. Yeah, the beaches in New York's on Long Island. Because if I remember, the governor of New York back in during COVID, I can't remember, Governor Christie, wasn't it? His name was Chris Christie. Was it Chris Christie? Governor Christie, he closed all the beaches in New York, and then he took his family to the beach on Long Island after he closed all the beaches. So Chris Christie, the infamous so-called Republican, he's a Republican in name only governor, he closed the beaches where nobody could go. We the people couldn't go, but he went with his family. If I remember rightly, that's what he did. And everybody was taking pictures of him with him by himself on the beach. I mean, I'm serious. The guy's a total loser, in my opinion. Let's say Francois, Yahoo, Diego and Karina have matching fedoras. Yeah. Now, Francois, you told us on the last live stream to get matching fedoras. So we did. Karina said, come on, let's go. Vamos. Francois said we got to have the same fedoras. Well, Karina's got the ladies. I got the gentlemen's. Caballeros y damas. David B. All this has to be done within 90 days. No, you got to get married within 90 days. The K1 visa is in your beneficiary's passport. The K1 visa, you use it to get on a plane and fly to America. You land in America, the Border Patrol cancels out the K1 visa and gives you a form I-94, or he stamps it or she stamps it in your passport, or creates it in a computer. It's probably computer generated. The I-94 is saying you've got 90 days to get married. It doesn't say you got 90 days to apply for the green card. So you got the K1 visa, you land in America, the K1 visa goes away. Then you got form I-94, it's in a computer. The Border Patrol officer stamps a pro entry date in your passport with an expiration date. It's 90 days. What is that expiration date? That's the expiration date as to when you got to get married. If your marriage certificate is posted after the date of the I-94 expires, you're not going to get a green card. You're going to be in problems. So the 90 days is to get married. Do you have to file for the green card within 90 days? No, you can do it in 4 months, 5 months, but I wouldn't go any past 6 months, because the longer you sit on it, the longer you got to wait for your green card. Let me see. Francois Livingston, I hope I don't sound silly, but I'm not thinking clearly about what I need to do right. Well, we're going to help you, Francois. Relax. I have my fiance. I'm getting his police reports. Check. Passport, check. Birth certificate, check. Original birth certificate. Do I need to do anything? No, you don't need to do anything. But you got to get a letter of intent to get married to him. So, Francois, the only thing you got to do is write a letter of intent to get married, the second one, and you got to get him the form I-134, his financial paperwork. You got to fill out form I-134. You got to get your last 3 years of tax returns, W-2s, 1099s, if you have those. 12 months worth of bank statements, 6 months worth of pay stubs. That's what you got to get. And you got to send it to him, DHL, FedEx, or UPS. But you can use copies of your tax returns, copies of your W-2s, copies of your bank statements, copies of the pay stubs, etc. But you got to fill out an original I-134 and sign it in black ink and date it. It has to be the original I-134, the Declaration of Financial Support. Let me see. S-Bay, greetings, Diego and Karina. I've checked the SEAC website. It says it is ready, but I've not received an email from the embassy like it says from the automated response. It takes about 3 to 4 weeks. When you get ready status, that doesn't mean the embassy's ready for you. It just means they got your stuff. It doesn't mean they're ready. It's a misnomer. So when you get the ready status, what that really means is we got your stuff. Now you got to wait while we process your paperwork. Then you're going to get a packet 3, packet 4 email 3 to 4 weeks after they receive after you get the ready status. So what you're waiting for is the packet 3, packet 4 email from the embassy. But what I would do is send them an email. So hey guys, checking in. I'm just checking in. Okay, what do I do? I got ready status. What do I do? And the embassy will respond to you. They'll either say, well, you need to wait a couple more weeks while we do get this thing ready, or they might send you the packet 3, packet 4 email right away. GLK Doggo 1, how long did you last after they received it for USCIS to text you or email you 2 weeks? How long did I last for what? I don't understand the question. After they received it. So your question is, how long did we have to wait for USCIS to send us a text message to say they received Karina's green card application? We mailed it February 29th of 2024 to Chicago, and they sent me a text message on May 5th. So what, 5 or 6 days? But we're talking back in February and March when they weren't so busy. Now they're busy. Now that it gets busier and busier as we go into spring and summer. Kaur, I did my biometrics on May 1st. When do you think I'll receive my work permit? I'm from California. Probably in about 3 months. Probably about 3 months. The maximum 3 months. S-Bay, my I-797 says it's valid to 6/26/2024. Disregard that. I don't want to miss out on my chance. Do I just continue to wait? S-Bay, you got to send an email to the MVC. Check in with the MVC. You got to maintain communication with the MVC and the embassy. That extends your I-797 automatically. Karina's NOA2 letter expired September of 2023. Her K1 visa interview in Bogota, Colombia was on November 16th, 2023. So Karina's NOA2 letter had been expired for 2 months, but it wasn't. Why? Because I maintained contact with the embassy in Bogota and with the National Visa Center. So they just kept extending it. So relax, but you got to maintain contact, and you got to print the emails to show you maintain contact. Francois, I already got my NOA2 letter. And I told you on Wednesday live chat. That's right. I remember. Ajali, can you give me the email to contact the NICE? Contact the MVC. The MVC is, yeah, I'll give it to you. Hold on a second. If you want to send an email to the MVC, bear with me, guys. I'm not being rude. But I'll give you the email. 1 second. I'm just looking for it. I don't want to create any dead time. Dead time on radio, on television, or whatever is when you don't talk. Okay? So what I'm doing is I'm looking for this email address. And you can do it also via this. Here's a place right here. Go to travel.state. Go to travel.state. You can do it right here. I'm not typing. Okay, go right here. Google this. All right. Travel.state.gov. If you Google that, or you can Google NBC inquiry, it'll give you the email. I just don't have my glasses to read it. I can't see it too well, so I'm not going to be able to get it to you right now. I just gotta, find my glasses. But if you go to that website, that'll help you also. They'll give you the email. It's nbcinquiry.gov, I believe is what it is. But you need to double check me. Mr. Najas, hey, Mr. Najas. Hi, Diego. I filed for adjustment of status, sent the I-485 with 2 money orders, one for $1,000 and one for $440, and I-765 with money order of $260. Yeah, why'd you do that? Why did you do that? So you gave immigration, you're giving them free money. You gave them what? You gave them $1,000. What was that for? What was that, party money? You gave them $440. What was that for? And you gave them $260. So that's $1,700. What you need to do is write a check for $1,700. That's the green card, the biometrics, and the work permit. Okay? It's $1,440 for the green card and the biometrics. Okay, $1,440 for the green card and biometrics, and it's $260 for the work permit. That's $1,700. So you write one check for $1,700, and you make the check out to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, and then your problem is solved. Yeah, they sent it all back with a rejection notice for the incorrect amount. Any help? Yeah, I'll write it right here. You write a check out for this much money and send it to the U.S. Department. You send it to Chicago or Phoenix, Arizona, or Elgin, Illinois. And you make the check out to U.S. Department of Homeland Security. This is who you make the check out to. All right? This is who you make the check out to. This is where he goes. Boom. Mr. Najas, now you've been on this channel a long time. You know better to do that. All right? You were just getting in a hurry because you're getting all excited that you're going to get your green card. But you got to slow down and relax. Don't make mistakes like that. Okay? Addis Abubakar, Sunday, January 1st, 1984, U.S. federal holidays. Okay? My spouse, Clovo, happy birthdays. Addis Ababa. Okay? Great. Fantastic. Francois Livingston, I was planning to fly over as he gets close to his interview. I have all the stuff you mentioned except an updated letter of intent and form I-134. Okay, Francois, good. GLK Dog 01, yes. Francois, I went to the U.S. Department of State and signed up. I think I did it wrong because they didn't ask me for my fiance's alien number that is typed on the NOA2 letter. Well, they're not going to ask you for it until all you got to do is put it on the I-134, Francois. They couldn't care less. They already know what your alien registration number is for your fiancé. Okay? The only place you got to put that number is on the I-134, not on the U.S. Department of State sign-up place. Your NOA2 letter, Francois, doesn't expire September 13th, 2024. Okay, it's going to be automatically extended when you send communication to the National Visa Center. Check in with the NBC. Send an email to the embassy in UAE. You got to maintain contact. There, look right here, Ajali. Ajali. That's a Mountain Dew salute. I didn't see it. Mountain Dew salute to Ajali. Thank you, Ajali. And I tell you what, I needed that Mountain Dew salute because I'm thirsty and I wasn't going to drink anything until I got a Mountain Dew salute. Thank you, Ajali. You saved my thirst. Francois, your NOA2 letter will not expire so long as you maintain contact with the embassy and the NVC. Send an inquiry to the NVC, send an email to the embassy in UAE, etc., etc. They will then automatically extend your NOA2 letter. Brielle Alvarez, hola Diego and Karina. Do you know if EAD approval notice can be used at the DMV to get a driver's license? Well, it's only going to be good for 90 days, I think. And can you start applying for a job? You can, sure. Or do you have to wait until you get the green card? No, you can apply for a job with a work permit. But each state's different, okay? In the state of Florida, you got to have a green card to get a driver's license, not a work permit, okay? But wherever you live, whatever state you live in, go to the DMV and ask them, show them the work permit. But you can start work on a work permit as long as you got a social security number also. Espe, thank you, Diego and Karina. I have been maintaining contact with them. Thank you. That's the secret. Maintain contact with immigration. It keeps your NOA2 letter extendable. Karina's NOA2 letter expired September 16th, 2023. Her K1 visa interview was in Bogota, Colombia, November 16th, 2023. Karina's NOA2 letter had been expired for 2 months, but it wasn't expired. It was, but it wasn't. Immigration said, okay, Diego, thanks for the email. The U.S. Embassy in Bogota, thanks for the email. We'll let you know when you can schedule the visa interview, blah, 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 with the packet 3, packet 4 email. All that communication keeps the NOA2 letter extended. Kaioa, we were planning to go to New York when we fly. Is it an issue if my visa is expired and I have no real ID? Well, to get on a plane, you can use your passport, which is a real ID. You can use your passport. If you don't have a driver's license, if you don't have a state ID, you can use your passport to travel within the United States. Immigration, the airlines don't care if you've got an expired K1 visa, but make sure you carry your I-94 form with you. When you travel within the United States of America with your if you haven't got your green card yet, you can do that, but you got to make sure you print and travel with your passport and your I-94. Put your I-94 in your passport so that the airport check-in lady and the Homeland Security folks can see that you entered the United States legally and you were met and greeted by a Border Patrol officer who issued you an I-94. You got it? Shiku, hello, Diego. Thank you so much. For me and my daughter, I pick up my visa on Thursday, flying on Tuesday to the United States of America. You, what, me? Mm-hmm. Serious? Are the reason I'm bringing my daughter. Mm-hmm. Okay, Shiku, you're going to get a Mountain Dew salute for that. Mm-hmm. I promised you, Shiku, I would protect your family. I promised you I would get your daughter to the United States of America. All you had to do was follow the guidance that I gave you. You did exactly what I said. And guess what? Your daughter's coming to the United States with you. What a opportunity for your daughter, 11 years old, starting her life in America. What an opportunity. It's fantastic. And I'm happy for you. KO, also I-94 is expired. That's okay. Your I-94 is expired or not expired. It's proof that you entered the United States legally, okay, and you are waiting for your green card. Karina's I-94 expired April 8th. Okay, but we can go. If I want to take Karina somewhere on a plane, we can travel. Immigration, understand, it takes time to get a green card, guys. And the I-94 says legally enter the United States for a permanent residency. A green card doesn't get issued within 2 weeks, guys. This isn't Colombia. I mean, I got my scheduler. I got my scheduler to live in Colombia within 2 weeks. This ain't Colombia. This is the United States. It takes forever to get stuff done, especially with immigration. So don't worry about your I-94 being expired. Francois Livingston, is that email address you just gave IG for? Yeah, for everybody. travel.state.gov. If you go in there, you can find the email address to the NBC inquiry. I have to put my glasses on. Let me see if I can find it, okay? I'll put in the address for an NBC inquiry. I got to find it. Okay, NBC inquiry. Let me see, right here. That's the public inquiry form. Here you go. Here's the email. All right, now pay attention. All right, pay attention. This is the email if you want to send the NBC an inquiry. Am I in the right spot, Karina? Right here. Okay, NBC inquiry, right, at state.gov. That's where you send an inquiry. You got it? I didn't mess it up, did I? Okay. Let me see here. So Shiku, your daughter's going to be here soon with you. 11 years old. She's going to get to be in America. And it's fantastic. I'm so happy for you. Let me see. And Ajali, again, thank you for that super chat. We appreciate you. And I tell you, I'm thirsty, so I'm going to keep saluting Ajali because I'm thirsty. It's hot here. Josias Hazeli, Diego, hi, what's going on, Josias? I'm going to the United States in June 11th. Well, that's a Mountain Dew salute. What are you flying? What plane? What airline are you flying on? What aircraft? What are you flying on? A Boeing 737? What kind of airplane are you flying on? Josias, Diego, I'm going to the USA. I'm going to travel alone. First, I go to Atlanta. Atlanta sucks, by the way. And then on to Las Vegas, where my fiance will pick me up. Okay, Josias. Atlanta is the international hub of Delta Airlines. Now, Delta Airlines, okay, is probably the worst airline company on the planet. Just my opinion. Okay, I can't stand Delta Airlines. But that's me. If you like Delta Airlines, I'm all in. But every time I was trying to fly Delta, either they didn't have a pilot, they couldn't find a flight attendant crew, they couldn't find a co-pilot, they had mechanical problems, the plane was too heavy, they had too much, they needed to empty some fuel, they needed to take luggage off or cargo. So, and in Atlanta, when you go through immigration in Atlanta, you're going to be in line for 2 freaking hours at a minimum, just to get through the line for immigration. And then you got to go through to the K1 visa Border Patrol scare visa interview in Atlanta. They're going to take you in a little office. Okay, and they're going to sit you down, take your passport, take your K1 visa paperwork, and they're going to just go through the process with you. If you can change your flight and not fly through Atlanta, that's the best advice I can give you, besides congratulating you on getting your K1 visa approved and flying to America. Congratulations on going to Las Vegas. At least you're going to Nevada, which is a state that doesn't charge income tax. So you can make $1 million in Nevada and you won't get taxed out of the you know what. Okay? Congratulations on Nevada. But if you can avoid flying through Atlanta, if you can change airlines or change connecting flights, try to do that if you can. If you can't, well, then you're going to be stuck in Atlanta for 2, 3, or 4 hours. So if your connecting flight is in 2 hours after you land in Atlanta, you're probably going to miss it. Okay? This is the place to be for real live information to save you headaches. Okay? Josias, I wanted to ask you, in the airport, there are 2 lines, one for foreigners and other. You're going to go in the U.S. citizenship line. Okay? You go into the U.S. citizenship line because you're on a K1 visa. Shiku, thank you so, Diego. I am finally coming with my daughter. You made it possible. You told me everything to do. Thank you. Shiku, I was not going to let you leave your beautiful 11-year-old daughter behind, okay? We were not going to abandon her. And now she's going to be in America. Josias, another question. Is my fiance moves to like another department like 3 months ago, and she forgot to change the address with USIS. Is there any problem? Changing departments? Is that at the work? What do you mean changing departments? Do you mean changing apartments? Did she change her place of residence? What do you mean? A department? If you change jobs, okay, you can do that. It's no big deal. Immigration don't care if you change jobs. But if you move, when you fill out the 485, when you fill out the 864, when you fill out the green card application, that's when you update your address. Okay? When you update your address, you do it when you fill out the green card paperwork. It's that easy. So if it happened 3 months ago, when you get to America and apply for the green card, if you're at a new address, you just fill out the paperwork with the new address on it. So that way immigration knows where to send the work permit and the green card. Hosias, online account. No, don't worry about it, Hosias. It's no big deal. Shiku, you missed my comment. Shiku, I just responded to you. Mr. Naha, so I can write the check for $1,700. Do they accept the one amount for 2 applications? No, you're paying for the green card, the biometrics, and the work permit. That's the total cost. Francois, do I start communication now? Don't want them to run the other way or give me attitude. Yeah, you got to maintain contact, Francois, with immigration. Josias Pazelli, because they say you have to report the address change within 15 days of moving, don't worry about it. It has been 3 months. Don't worry about it because we forgot to change the address with USCIS. Don't worry about it. Would we have a problem? It's not a problem. Josias, relax. When you fill out the green card paperwork, you update the address. Okay? Osias, another question. Okay, Colombo, one more question. If you live in Utah, where do you have to go to do your biometrics? I don't know. When you file for your green card and you pay the green card fee of $1,440, which is the biometrics and the green card, you will get a letter in the mail telling you where to go for your biometrics. They will tell you the location, the place, the location, the date, and the time. For Karina, we had to go to New Orleans because we live in the panhandle of Florida. So we had to drive from Florida to Alabama to Mississippi to Louisiana. So we made a weekend out of it. That's how that works. But you're going to get a letter from immigration telling you where your biometrics is going to be. In Utah, it's probably going to be Salt Lake City. Francois, Diego, YouTube cut off at the beginning of your answer to my NOA2 expiration date. Francois, your NOA2 letter will not expire so long as you maintain contact with immigration. I hate to ask you to repeat your questions. No, you're good. Francois, when Karina got her NOA2 letter, it was good it expired September 16th, 2023. So it's like June, July, August, September. So it's June through September. Her K1 visa interview was in Bogota, Colombia on November 16th. Her NOA2 letter had been expired for 2 months, but it really wasn't expired. You got to maintain contact with immigration, and immigration automatically extends your NOA2 letter, not on paper, in a computer. All right, you got it? Josias, you're good. Don't worry about the address change, okay? Please don't worry about it. Brielle Alvarez. Okay, thanks. No worries. Josias, you are the best, Diego. I'll give you a Mountain Dew salute for that. I'm really excited to go there. I'm going with some medicines from here and pills. Is the police in the airport going to make me explain the medicine that I'm carrying? Make sure you got a prescription for it and your name's on the prescription bottle. Make sure your doctor has written you a prescription for your medicine, unless it's over the counter, like Excedrin or aspirin or something. But if you have prescribed medicine, you can travel with it, but you got to have a prescription signed by a doctor accompanying the medicine in the jar that it's in with your name on it. Okay? Traylene Bojang, if my husband's green card is approved and he comes after we have been married for 2 years in December, will he get 10-year green card? If my husband's green card is approved and he come after we've been married for 2 years, comes where? What do you mean comes? Where? I don't understand your question, Trailing. When you get married and you enter the United States of America, when your husband and you get married, once you're married, you got to be in America. You cannot be waiting for your 10-year green card in another country. You got to wait for your 10-year green card in the United States of America, and you have to lift the conditions from the 2-year green card to a 10-year green card 3 months before, 90 days before your 2-year green card expires. All right? You got it? Yes, your husband will get a 10-year green card as long as he's in America when he applies for it. Josias, I'm a little bit anxious about going through immigration in Atlanta, Georgia. It sucks. Atlanta, Georgia, the airport there sucks. But I think it will be fine. I chose a flight where it has 11 hours of layover. Fantastic. That's fantastic. So you can relax, okay? If you have an 11-hour layover in Atlanta, you will not miss your connecting flight to Las Vegas. So then I will backpedal and I will say, when you arrive in Atlanta, just relax and wait your turn through immigration. But Atlanta Airport's busy. It's a big hub of international travel. Okay? It's a busy place. Get in the U.S. citizenship line. All right? When you get to the Border Patrol officer, you give him your passport and say, I'm checking in for my K-1 visa Border Patrol interview. Then you're good. All right? You got it? Francois, look at you. Man, I didn't see those 2 super chats. Man, Francois gets a Mountain Dew salute for the first one. Eternal thanks for never getting tired, explaining things over and over and over. No. I mean, I helped Shiku. I explained to Shiku probably 1 million times on how to get her daughter to America. Her daughter didn't have a passport. Her daughter didn't have a DS-160. Her daughter didn't have it. She wasn't scheduled on the interview sheet for the K-1 visa interview. She didn't have a medical exam. She didn't have anything. So Shiku asked me for my help. Shiku said to me, do I have to hire an immigration attorney to fix this? I said, no, I'm going to fix it for you for free. And I did. And now her 11-year-old kid is going to be flying to the United States in the next week or so. And Francois, another Mountain Dew salute. Take beautiful Karina to Hardee's. Oh, that's a definite. That's a definite. Francois, got it, Diego. You are the best. Francois, we're going to get you through this process. I know it's not easy, okay? But we got Shiku. Not only did we have to get Shiku's daughter from a medical exam, we had to get her to another country. We had to get her a passport. We had to get her a DS-160 submitted. We had to get her on the interview list, and we did all that. It was difficult, but I explained it, and Shiku did all the work, and I saved her about $4,000, at least. Josias, another question. Do I have to go with a lot of money there? No, you don't, because I'm going alone to America, and I will be going with $200 or less. That's fine. You're good. You can travel with as much money as you want to the United States as long as you declare anything over $10,000. Let's suppose you got a suitcase with $100,000 in it. You got $100,000 in a suitcase. You got a bank receipt that says this money is yours. You went to the bank, you withdrew $100,000, you put it in a suitcase. The bank issued you a receipt. You put the receipt for the $100,000 from your bank in your wallet or your purse, and then you go on a plane, okay? Let's say from Bogota to Miami. When you get to Miami, you go to the Border Patrol and you say, I've got $100,000 in my suitcase. Here's the receipt from the bank where I withdrew the money. You're good to go. But if you enter the United States with $100,000 and you don't declare it and you don't tell immigration that you have it, guess what? They're going to confiscate your money. Unless you can prove that you got the money legitimately. But let's suppose you got $100,000 in a suitcase and you got the receipt from the bank and you threw it away. You got on the plane, you flew to Miami, you got $100,000 in your suitcase. You can't prove where you got it from. You didn't declare it. You're going to jail. Does that mean you can't travel with $100,000 in your suitcase? No, you can. It's not against the law to do that, but you've got to declare it, and you got to prove where you got it. Immigration will look at the receipt from the Bank of Bogota. Okay, you got it. You withdrew $100,000 from the Bank of Bogota. They'll count the money, and then you go on your merry way. Anything over $10,000, you must declare. Okay. So, Josias, if you got $200 on you, you're good. I traveled to Bogota, Colombia. I think I had like $3,000 in cash, and I used it to pay my rent every month, right? And the guy, I think the immigration guy in Bogota said, "Hey, Dig, you carrying cash?" I said, "Yeah, I'm traveling with $3,000 US." And he said, "Okay, you're good," because it was under 10 grand. Shiku, you told me everything to do. I was worried when I got to the embassy. It was very straightforward. My port of entry will be San Francisco. Did you have information about my entry, what I need to do? Yeah, you get off the plane in San Francisco. You're going to go through immigration, go to the U.S. citizenship line, When you get to the Border Patrol officer, you're going to give him your passport and say, here's my passport. He will open it. And then you're going to say, you tell the immigration officer, I need a K-1 visa interview. I want a K-1 visa. Okay? And then the Border Patrol officer will take you to an interview room. He'll take your package, or she will take your packet of stuff and process you into the United States and create an I-94 for you. You may not get it that day. You probably have to go online to get it. You get the I-94. You must include that in your green card application. And then you get through immigration, and then you're in America. And then you go home to your home wherever you live. And if you're going to be living in San Francisco, okay, that's good, but it's expensive there. Things are a little pricey. And Francois, thank you again. Man, today my voice is dry. I don't know what it is. It's just thirsty. But Shiku, you're going to be good. You're good to go. Your daughter and you will be in America very soon. Francois, another super chat. Francois, calm down now. Another Mountain Dew salute for Frank. That's 3 Mountain Dew salutes today on one live stream. That's 3 Hardy's breakfast, Francois. Hosiah, so the new address will change automatically as soon as I file the green card package. That's right. And they would bring all the documents and to that new address of my apartment. That's right. It's easy. If you move in the middle of if you move in the middle of the K-1 visa process, don't panic if you didn't tell immigration. Don't panic. Okay? But when you fill out the green card paperwork, you put the new address down so immigration knows where to send your green card paperwork. You got it? Josias, you are good to go. Priyanka, hello Diego and Karina. What's up, Priyanka? Yesterday I got my work permit. Hey, yeah, Priyanka Torreta de Trabajo. That's good, Priyanka. When I went back online, I can't see any of my case status. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. They're updating computers probably. Just relax. So you got your work permit. Karina's is in transit. Karina's work permit is in Mobile, Alabama. Okay, that's where it is. Mm-hmm. She'll get it Tuesday because tomorrow's Sunday, and then Monday is Memorial Day. Maha Chaudhary, after Anyway 2, when the NVC give me a case number and any document required at NVC and in transit, like before, Maha Chaudhary, when you get your Anyway 2 letter, you're just going to wait for the K-1 FTP welcome letter from the National Visa Center. It's an email. When you get it, you got to print it. Okay? That's all you're waiting on. Francois, I realize one has to maintain communication with the NVC. That's correct. My question is, do I start ASAP? No. Today, tonight, tomorrow. Send the MVC an email. Check in with them. Thank them for everything they've done so far. Send them a thank you email. That's communication. Print the email. That extends your NOA 2 letter. You got it? Osias, I'm flying with Delta Airlines. Well, my condolences. And yes, I'm going to Atlanta, but I have 11 hours, so you're good. You got plenty of time. I think it's enough to go through immigration and get my flight to Las Vegas. I can't change my flight. No, you are good, Osias. You got 11-hour layover. You got plenty of time to go through the immigration checkpoint in Atlanta, Georgia. My only concern is that you get on a plane that doesn't break down. Well, that plane makes it. Well, they got a flight crew. Well, they don't have too much luggage or too much cargo on the plane. I was on a Delta flight somewhere. I can't remember where I was at, North Carolina. And they said, oh, I'm sorry. We're going to have to delay the flight. We got to unload some cargo. The plane's too heavy. I'm like, seriously? You guys, real? For real? I sat on the plane for like an hour waiting for them to unload more cargo. I will not fly on Delta Airlines. I mean, if you like Delta Airlines, go for it. Knock yourself out. But I don't trust them. Just my opinion from experience. Maybe you guys had a good experience. Trailing Bojong to the USA. Francois, to me, going through part 2 of this journey is nothing compared to before the NOA 2. Francois, you get a Mountain Dew salute. We know it's been hard, okay? We know it's been hard, okay? You went through a lot. You went through a lot of mud puddles, but you made it. Shiku, Diego, my port of entry will be San Francisco. Okay. Hopefully easy with my daughter. I am heading to Portland. So you're going to Portland, Oregon via San Francisco. Okay. San Francisco is a busy airport. You get off the plane, you go into the U.S. citizenship line. You turn in your passport. When you get your turn, tell the immigration officer you're here for a K-1 visa interview. You'll go into a little room. They'll take your K-1 and K-2 package. They'll give you back your passports. They'll make sure your passport matches your K-1. They make sure there's no problems with the paperwork, which there isn't. And then you're going to go and you're going to be in San Francisco waiting for your connecting flight to Portland, Oregon. Ajali, they have all kinds of people on YouTube offering help to book the visa appointment. I was about to hire an attorney to get a visa. Why you want to spend your money? I put it, Karina's idea. I put this YouTube channel together. Karina said to do it. So you don't have to pay anybody to do this. Shiku, I don't know. I think I saved Shiku probably $4,000 and got her daughter to America. Ajali, don't be paying people thousands of dollars to do this process. I'll help you for free, okay? But I appreciate the super chats, okay? But honestly, don't be paying people to do this. Osias, how much hours can take to go through all immigration plus K1 in Atlanta? It could take 2 or 3 hours. It's a busy place. You could have 8 planes landing from 8 different countries all at the same time at the international arrival gate. How many people are on a 747? 400 or 500 people times, let's say, 8 planes. That's about what, 4,000 people, and they're all going one place, right? Immigration. So you get in the U.S. citizenship line because most of those people are tourists they're going to go into the other line. All right. It could take 3 or 4 hours. It's going to be like a zoo when you land in Atlanta Airport at the international arrival gate. It's going to be like you landed in a zoo. Francois Livingston, I am super grateful for your guidance getting to this point. Francois, no problem. I was in a bad place and you pulled me out of it. You were drowning and you almost gave up. And Karina and I, we pulled you out of that dark space, okay? We pulled you out of that swamp. And now you're on the right path and you're almost there. So not much longer, Francois. Oh, you're right there at the finish line. Osias, Diego, I also going to use the same images of my K-1 visa to put in the green card application and work permit. That's correct. That is good. That's fine. I mean, the small pictures of my face, I will use the same I used for the K1. Yes. When Karina filed for her green card application and for her work permit, she used her old passport photo from the K1 visa, which I didn't use at the embassy. We got extra pictures from the K1 visa interview. We just used those pictures. Francois, now my fiance and I are almost there. Francois, I don't have a computer at home. You don't have a computer at home? Maybe, I think that's probably a good thing. Can this wait till Tuesday when I go back to work? I had a laptop, but it was taken and not returned. I never bothered to get another one. What do you mean, a laptop? Someone stole your laptop? What happened? And you want to ask, can this wait till Tuesday when I go back to work? Sure, you can wait till Tuesday. That's fine. You're good. On Tuesday, though, make sure, after the holidays, make sure that you send an email and thank MVC for all the work they did and ask them if there's anything else that you have to do. If they have to do anything else, they'll reply back to you. You print the email. That extends your NOA2 letter. You can do it on Tuesday. Maha Chowdhury, when we get our case number after NOA2, when the MVC get your package and the embassy is not busy, they will process your K1 visa and send you a case number. It depends on how busy the MVC is in regards to how busy the embassy is. Francois Ajali, an attorney doesn't possess magical powers to just somehow get you a visa interview appointment. They think they do, but all they are good for is to take your money. Save your money, guys. I know firsthand how thirsty attorneys are. Francois, Mountain Dew salute. YB channel. Hello, Mr. Diego. I'm Artur from Algeria. I remember Artur. Didn't you go to live in Albuquerque, New Mexico? So I'm checking my online account as I'm doing adjustment of status, but nothing is there. I wonder if USCIS website is down. Yes, they are down. They're doing maintenance right now. Relax, guys. If you can't see your status online right now, it's because they're doing maintenance. Okay, just relax on that. Let me see here. Osias, did Karina get her work permit? She'll get it Tuesday. It's in Mobile, Alabama. It went from Kentucky to Tennessee to Mobile, Alabama, and it's going to be here probably Tuesday. Tuesday it will be here. I'm worried about how much time it can take to get it because I will really need it. It's going to take a couple of months, okay? Let's see here. Karina's work permit processing started on March 22nd, 2024. She will get it on the 28th. So I'll do a video. When Karina gets her green card, okay, I'm going to make a video from NOA1 to NOA2 to MVC welcome letter to embassy interview to flying to America to getting her work permit to getting her green card. The entire process from A to Z and the timeline. Will that, guys, help you? Give you some idea of the processing time? Francois, laptop wasn't stolen. It was borrowed and never returned. We'll go call up that person that borrowed it and tell them to bring it back. Okay? YB channel. Yes. So you're in Albuquerque, New Mexico. 5,300 feet above sea level. I lived in Albuquerque for 4 years when I was in the military. Okay? I wasn't doing any secret stuff at Sandia Labs. No, I was in the Navy. Okay? Well, I didn't see any UFOs when I was in Albuquerque. But that doesn't mean that they're not there. Let me see here. You want to get it as fast as possible, Josias. I understand. What is something super important about filing work permit? You got to fill out the paperwork. I need it in a lot, and I don't want to fail on getting it, and I want to get it as fast as possible. Watch my video on how to fill out the work permit. I think I made a video on that. If not, I'll make a video for you. Francois, you need to call whoever it is that borrowed your laptop, and they need to send it back to you. A long story. Francois says a long story, but I would rather not get in touch with the person who borrowed it. I will get another one. There you go. That's enough said. Ajali to Francois, I realize that I'm at work right now listening, and I so much appreciate Diego and Karina. I just want my interview booked and not keep getting blocked for 72 hours. Ajali, we understand that also. I contacted the embassy. They said there's no issues there. In the Dominican Republic, the problem is that the third party running the embassy scheduling on that third party website. But you just got to keep looking and keep trying, okay? But don't look. Only look twice. Try to schedule it twice. If you go 3 times, you're going to get blocked. YB channel, thank you. How is everything in Albuquerque, YB? Are you eating lots of green chili? When I was in Albuquerque, New Mexico, I was eating lots of green chili. I loved it. I went to Blake's Slaughterburger. I think that's what it's called, Blake's Slaughterburger. I was in there probably twice a week when hamburgers were $3 a piece and not $20 for a freaking hamburger and French fries. Ajali, Diego, I just looked online and the NVC has a public inquiry form. You can use that. Yeah, you can use the public inquiry form. It's basically the same thing. And you can use the email address, whatever's easiest for you. Francois, we got you. Don't worry. Don't ask for that laptop back. It's gone. Get a new one. I bought Karina a laptop in Bogota. In, what was the name of that place? Electronics, K-Tronics. We went to K-Tronics. It's kind of like the old Radio Shack, but in Bogota. And this laptop it's got more memory than this freaking desktop. Karina's laptop's more powerful than this piddly desktop I'm using right here. I'm going to get a new computer probably in the next year or so. Hosea, so it took 3 months for Karina to get a work permit. 3 months. That's correct. 3 months. Play is talking to Ajali. Public inquiry 15 days after it gets to the NVC to get case number. Back in October, we did it and got the case number. Good information from Play. Francois, one more question. How do you know when the NVC gets your case? They're going to send you a K1 FTP welcome letter in the email, Francois. You're going to get an email from the National Visa Center that's going to say K1 FTP. That's when you're going to know. It's going to have a case number in there. Husayas Pazeli, Diego, I will take like 50 days to send my green card application. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. What I mean is to get married 3 weeks. So we arrived in Miami on January 3rd, 2024. We got married January 14th, 2024. So that's just about 2 weeks, right? You're going to say wait 3 weeks? Perfect. After your arrival, get married, and then take 30 days to send the package. This is a good plan. Perfect. You got to be included on the water bill, the trash bill, the bank statements. Get a Sam's Club card. Get a BJ's Warehouse Club, Wholesale Club card. Get a library card. Get your name on everything. The title to the car, the landlord lease agreement, or the deed to the house, or if get your name on everything that puts you guys in the same house together, okay? And include all that in the green card application, including wedding pictures. If you get married in the courthouse, okay, that's no problem. But you got to get people in. You got to have wedding pictures, even if you get married in the courthouse, okay? If you get married in the courthouse, you got to have wedding pictures with people, and you got to put them in your green card application. If you don't put pictures in your green card application of your wedding, you could get an RFE. Look, they're going to look for them. Where are the freaking pictures? You got to listen to me, guys. So, Hoseas, very good. 50 days is a perfect time. That's perfect. Francois, told you my brain is cloudy because it is. It's a lot of information. I should know after watching the live chats for so long. No, you're good, Francois. You can't remember everything, okay? That's why I'm here, right? That's why I'm here. I don't forget this stuff. I've been doing it for 9 years, right? Huh? Oh. Okay, let's see here. What is this message here? I don't know what it is. Oh, it's Karina's friend in Venezuela. And somebody else from Venezuela. Karina's popular. She's popular. Her WhatsApp is like she got like 1 million friends. More 1 million amigas. Let me see here. Francois, relax, Francois. We got you covered. Ajali, I'm having issues scheduling my interview. The problem is with the third party company. Okay. That's where the issue is. Send an inquiry to the MVC and explain what's going on so they can help you. They can look into it and find out what the problem is. Osias, I will get married at church with her family and take a lot of pics. Now that's good, Osias, but remember, when you get married in the church with all your family, everybody's family, with all the pictures, you got to identify who's in the pictures. Who are the people in the pictures? Their names. Where is the pictures taken? What's the date? And Denise Jefferson, man, look at that super chat from Denise. Denise, I mean, thank you, Denise. Denise Jefferson, hello, Diego and Karina. Adjustment of status equals waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Karina's waiting and waiting and waiting for her green card. In the interim, we appreciate you showing up every week. Well, Karina's waiting for her green card. She's in her waiting and waiting and waiting mode. We found out that her work permit is in Mobile, Alabama. It went from Kentucky to Tennessee to Mobile. And we should get it Tuesday because Sunday's is a holiday. Sunday's a day of rest, and Monday's Memorial Day. So we give thanks to our troops. And Tuesday she'll get a work permit. And Karina got the message, in the mail saying, okay, your work permit will be at the house 9 p.m. today. The post office doesn't work past 4 freaking p.m. Right? So that means when they say 9 p.m. today, that means Tuesday. Denise, thank you for that super chat, Denise. That's awesome. And also, and Francois and Jill, we appreciate you guys. If I can save you $4,000 or $5,000 on immigration attorney fees, and I can teach you how to do this and help you get through this process without paying all these extraordinary fees to attorneys, then I feel like I've accomplished something. You can use the money for your wedding, right? Let me see here. Hosias is going to get married in a church, take lots of pictures. Make sure you get on the pictures the names of the people, the date of the picture was taken, and where. What's the name of the church? Okay. Francois Livingston, did you paint your office because the blue tape is off? Francois, pregunta. Yo pinta oficina para no más azul cinta. No, I didn't paint it yet. And I got sick of looking at the blue tape in the videos. So I took all the blue tape down. It's too hot to be painting, okay? So we're gonna resume the painting in September when it cools down a little bit. All right. I don't want to lock the house up and turn the air conditioner on and then paint. I mean, that's insane, right? So in September, when it gets cooler, we paint, we open up all the windows so the fumes go out the house. So we're going to resume painting in September. It's just too hot for now to do it, and I'm not going to do it in an air-conditioned, closed-off place. Freddie Hernandez, saludos Diego and Karina. My spouse has her interview this upcoming week. My paralegal uploaded all the documents. Your paralegal? Why couldn't you do it? On the CIAT. Do I need to bring copies of, it's a spousal visa. Yes, you need the DS-160. You need the I-130. Yeah, bring it to the interview. You have to bring it to the interview. They want to see the original. You're going to need the DS-260 for the biometrics. Okay, yes. Make sure your beneficiary has the DS-260 and the I-130. You're in a CL1 spousal visa. Hosias, what is something you would tell me that I can't forget to take to the USA? Something that I must take a part of my K1 visa. Hosias, you got to make sure you got your passport in your hand and your confirmation page of your DS-160 and all the paperwork that was given to you by the embassy officials that are all sealed up and tied up like a top secret CIA Area 51 plan for a UFO. It's like your K1 visa package is a back engineered alien spacecraft, and it's top secret, okay? And you're taking it to Area 51. So it's all secure and taped up and you can't get in there. That's what you got to have in your hand. Your K1 visa package sealed up, your passport, your K1 visa, and your DS-160 or DS-260 if you're in a spousal. You got it? That's all you need. And your clothes. You got to have clothes, okay? And you said you got $200 for spending. So you can buy some snacks at Atlanta Airport for lunch. Denise Jefferson, Diego, do you feel like the adjustment of status is going faster as compared to a few years ago? Yes, it's going by. It took us 22 freaking months, Denise, to get through this. Now it's taking 12 to 13 months. It's about 10 or 11 months faster. So yes, Denise, it's much faster. It's at least 10 months. They've shaved off at least 10 months off the time of processing. But we get to the point where the embassies are busy, so it depends on the embassy. But in normal processing, and the embassy's not overwhelmed with K1s or spousal visas, it's like a 13, 14-month process. When I went through it with Karina, it was 22, 23, 24, 25 months. I wasn't going to be separated for over 2 years, so I spent 2.5 years in Colombia with Karina. I wasn't going to be separated from her. So I just locked up the house, gave the keys to my buddy. I said, hey, keep the grass cut and keep the burglars away. And he took care of my house like a champion. Yeah, so let's see. Josias, Diego, my fiance brought the ticket for me. That's good. Do I have to have a letter signed and credit card of the payment if they ask me about the ticket? No, you don't. No. If somebody asks you who bought your ticket, you say my future husband or wife. Okay, depending on whatever the case may be. It applies to both people, both male or female. Okay, my sponsor, but you don't want to say sponsor. You want to say my fiance. Okay, my prometida. My prometida bought my plane ticket for me. You don't have to prove it because all of the paperwork in your K1 visa application has got your sponsor's name all over it. Okay. Josias, I will see you also on Sunday because I'll have more questions. And that's no problem. But I don't think I'm going to do a live stream Sunday. On Monday. What time is it going to be next? Live stream is Monday at 6 p.m. Central Time. So 6 p.m. Central Time is 7 p.m. Miami time. It's 5 p.m. Albuquerque time, and it's 4 p.m. San Diego time, or Salt Lake City time, or Las Vegas, Nevada time. Josias, I will see you on Monday with more questions. I appreciate extremely much your work with this, Diego, and being a good person. And Karina is a beautiful woman. Well, I'm the lucky one right there. Okay? And I'm here to help you guys. You are not going to fail on my watch. I'm not going to let you fail. Okay? Ask Shiku. I wasn't going to let her fail. She was scared to death. She was going to have to leave her 11-year-old kid behind. And I said, no. That ain't going to happen. We're going to get her to America. And guess what? Next week, she's going to be here. You got more questions, Osias? No problem. We're here Monday. Come back Monday, and we'll be here to continue with you. If you're busy, if you got stuff to do, go ahead and take care of it. Denise Jefferson, Diego, we noticed that the information area on the USCIS website allows you to upload documentation. If we get an RFA, do they allow you to upload the documentation? You got to mail it. You cannot upload documentations for an RFE, Denise. And I'm going to give you another Mountain Dew salute for that super chat. That's appreciated, Denise. But you got to mail it, okay? But you're not going to get an RFE. Why do you think you're going to get an RFE? You're not going to get one. Josias, wait, ja. Yeah, I know what ja is like LOL in Spanish. I met my fiance, a beautiful woman. Yeah, ja. Of course. We know what you're talking about. We got you covered, okay? And like I said, guys, we're going to help you all get through this process. We're going to help you get your visas and your green cards, okay? The only way you're not going to get your green card is if you do not qualify for the benefit. Let's suppose you send in your green card application and you don't include your medical exam and your vaccinations. You're going to get an RFE. Where's the medical exam? Where's the vaccinations? If you send in your green card application and you don't send any pictures of your wedding, you're going to get an RFE. Where are the pictures of your wedding? Who's in your pictures? When was it taken? What's the location? If you send in a green card application and you don't make enough money and you don't include a joint sponsor, you're going to get an RFE. Where's your joint sponsor? We need to see your joint sponsor. If you don't make enough money, include the joint sponsor in your green card application. Does the joint sponsor have to do anything? No. The joint sponsor signs the form I-864, and that's it. The joint sponsor fills out the I-864 and signs it and dates it. You get a copy of his or her passport biographic page to prove U.S. citizenship, or even a copy of the person's green card if they're a legal permanent resident. You get a copy of their bank statements and their tax returns and a letter from their employer, and you include it in your green card application along with your stuff. If you don't make enough money, get a joint sponsor. Josias, my fiance makes $30,000 a year. Does she qualify? Yes, she qualifies. Family of two, right? You're not gonna live in Hawaii. You're not gonna live in Alaska. If you live in Hawaii or if you live in Alaska, you got to make more money. The minimum income is much higher in those two states. Now, I don't understand why that is for Alaska, but it's probably because they have to fly in everything. They got to, eggs, milk, ham, bacon, cheese. Everything has to be flown to Alaska, so the cost of living is like triple. A dozen eggs in Alaska, which is like $12, when it's probably $4 here in Walmart. It's going to cost you $12 in Alaska. So the cost of living is higher in Alaska because they have to ship everything, fly everything in pretty much. The cost of living is high in Hawaii. Number one, because they got a far left liberal socialist commie government running the islands, and number two, you got to fly in all the stuff to Hawaii. The milk, the eggs, the cheese, they have to fly it, even gasoline. So everything's like 3 times the price in Hawaii, and it's 3 times the price in Alaska. Why? Because they're far away. Okay, so the shipping costs alone jacks up the price. So you got to make more money, which means you got to have a higher income if you live in any of those 2 states. So Josias, it's 2 of you. It's you and her. So it's a family of 2. $36,000 is more than enough to qualify. S-Bay, what if one can't get a letter from their employer? Write a letter explaining that you can't get a letter from your employer. Write an affidavit. I tried to get a letter from my employer, but he wouldn't give me one. But here's my bank statements and here's my tax returns. Here's my pay stubs. And you're covered. Josias, I want to get the work permit so I can help as soon as I can. Karina is telling me the same thing. She's like, I want to get my work permit so I can work and start helping with the family. And I appreciate that. I love her to death. But I got it covered for now. All right? So Karina got to relax. But Karina's the same way. She wants to get to work. She's probably sick and tired of hanging around with me all day. No, she understands English pretty good. She's getting it. Let me see. Francois, I know I said I was done asking you anything. You're never done, Francois. Come on. What else you got? But Denise sparked something. I thought you don't deal with USCIS once you get your NOA2. You're done. When you get your NOA2 letter, you're done with USCIS. They wash their hands of you. It goes to the National Visa Center. USCIS in California or Texas or Nebraska is done. When you got that email from USCIS, they said they sent your stuff to the National Visa Center, right, Francois? Am I correct? USCIS is done with you. Now it's in the hands of the National Visa Center. Do you deal with USCIS for the adjustment of status? For the adjustment of status, you deal with one of three places: USCIS in Chicago, USCIS in Phoenix, Arizona, or USCIS in Elgin, Illinois, aka Homeland Security. USCIS is nothing more than Homeland Security. Okay, that's all it is. It's like this. It's like the FBI on steroids. Francois, when you get your husband to be in America, you get married. I'm going to walk you through the next steps on the green card process. We're going to walk you through it. So don't overthink it, because you're going to get a headache. Josias, Diego, do I need to get married before I make a joint bank account? No, with my fiance. Or can I do it before I get married? You got to have a social security card. Most banks in the United States, they want a social security number. You can get a social security number before you get married, unless you live in New Jersey. If you live in New Jersey, you got to get a social security number before you can get married. So it depends on the state where you live. In Florida, for Karina to get on our bank account, she had to have her social security number. So we had to apply for her social security number. It took 10 days. We got her social security number. We went to the bank. We put her on the bank. So she's got access. She's got a credit card. She's got a debit card with her name all over it. So she has access to the bank. And then we waited a month for the bank statements to come in with her name on it and my name on it. And we included those in the green card application. So that's how it works, okay? So Josias, it depends on where you're going to live. You said, where, Oregon? Where are you going to be, in Oregon? I don't know. You got to ask the bank what the rules are. Josias, I also worried about my driver's license. I want to get it ASAP. When you get your green card and your social security number, you can get your driver's license. I want to drive, and I know how to drive. I have an Argentinian driver's license that I will take as evidence. I don't know how it works. Josias, and I'm going to give you a Mountain Dew salute for being from Argentina. You got a new president in Argentina, and I'm going to salute your president. I'm going to salute the president of Panama, the new president of Panama. I salute him. Okay. Here's how it works, Josias. You keep your Argentinian driver's license and you stick it in your collection drawer. You put it in your memory drawer and say, this is my memory of Argentina. When you get your green card, when you get your social security number, you take a test, your science test, your road test, learn about the signs and what the red lights are, green light. Look, you got to take a test. You got to take an eye test. You got to take a written test. And then you got to take a driver's test. If you make it through those three things with your green card and your social security number, they will issue you a driver's license from wherever it is you live. And then you're going to have an American driver's license. But do not drive on your Argentinian driver's license while you're waiting for your green card. No, no, no. Don't do it. You'll get in trouble if you get pulled over by the cops. So how does it work for driver's licenses here? You take a test on the road signs. What is the stop sign? What is the left turn? What is a yield? What does two yellow lines in the center of the road mean? What is one spaced out white lines in the center of the road? You got to take a test on the road signs. You got to take an eye test so that you can see. And then you take a driven test, a road test. And Karina can't wait for her road test, okay? She's going to be going 150 on I-10, on the Autopista. She's going to be breaking land speed records. No, I'm kidding. She's not going to do that. But that's the process. But they're going to want to see your green card. Osiris. In pretty much every state in America, except probably California or New York, which are borderline communists, ran operations anyway, you got to have a green card in order to get a driver's license. Okay, they want to see your immigration status. Francois, thank you for the clarification. It's when Denise mentioned USCIS, I had to ask. Much appreciate your explanation. No problem, Francois. Julian ALO. Now, we helped Julian big time. We got him here. You wouldn't believe what we had to do to get Julian to America, but we got him here. Right, Julian? Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Ross. How are you? We're good. Remember, I sent my adjustment of status last week, and today I opened the mailbox and find they send me the notification of action saying that they received my adjustment of status, and they're working on it. Julian! That's a Mountain Dew salute right there. Julian was a tough immigration process for Julian. We had to jump through all kinds of hoops, and lucky for Julian, I know how to do it, and we got him here. Husayas, when they give you the social security number, do they give you at the same time with the same process the social security card? Yes. When you apply for your social security number, you go to the Social Security Administration office with your passport. You got to have your passport and your I-94. You got to have the passport and the I-94. You go to the Social Security office and they look at your passport, they look at your K-1 visa, they look at your I-94, and they issue you a social security number, which is going to come in the mail from Baltimore, Maryland. They don't give you the social security number at the office. You got to wait for it to come in the mail. And it comes in the mail. And when you get your social security card, it's going to say for work authorization only by Homeland Security written all over it. What does that mean? That means you cannot work with a social security card. You can only work with a social security card and a work permit and or a green card. When you get your work permit / green card, when they come in the mail, you go back to the Social Security office and you update the status of your residency in America. The Social Security Administration will go in and type in your Social Security number. They'll call up your name. They're going to update your status, and they're going to say you are now a legal permanent resident. You got it? It's easy. It's easy. Joe Hosias, I live in Utah. Okay, if you live in Utah, you got to contact the DMV and ask them what their process is for getting a driver's license. So you can Google DMV Utah. Go online and Google DMV Utah. It will take you to the government page, and it'll give you the explanation on how to get a driver's license in Utah. Francois, now, Diego, give New York the night off. Never. The people of New York City have put up with a lot of crap from their government for the last, I don't know how long. During COVID, they had to put up with a lot of crap from their government, unconstitutional stuff. The government of New York, the governor of New York, Kathy Hochul, she just called people that support Trump clowns. I mean, if you don't like Trump, that's fine. If you don't like Biden, that's fine. But you don't call each other names. I mean, the governor of New York called opposing political people clowns. Do you know how unprofessional and how Marxist that is? What she's saying is, if you don't believe in my way, get on the highway. That's communism right there. In a republic like the United States is supposed to be, you have to agree to get along with opposing opinions. You know, I'm a conservative. I don't like my taxes being raised for stupid projects that are a waste of money. Okay? So I don't live in a state that is liberal. I live in Florida, which is conservative. And we don't pay taxes on stupid stuff. We build roads and schools with our tax money. We don't build solar panel government offices or whatever. That's just an example, okay? I've got no problem with solar panels. If you like them, you're good. That's no problem. But you don't understand what I'm saying. The people of New York City have put up with a lot of crap from their government. And you know what? On come election day, the mayor of New York, he's out of there. I'm serious. And I bet you, I'm not promoting Trump on this channel, but I bet you Trump wins New York. For the first time since 1984, a Republican's going to win New York State. Watch what happens. I'm not a Republican. I'm independent. But watch Trump win New York on November 5th. Because the citizens of New York are sick and tired of all the crap they've got to put out with. Julian, yes, guys, follow what Diego is telling you is genuine advice. Thank you very much. Once again, Diego, I'm waiting for my adjustment of status in peace. Peace is the bottom line. Live in peace and live with opposing opinions. If you don't agree with somebody's opinion, agree to disagree. Okay? Don't be calling people names. The governor of New York, Kathy Hochul, is a very unprofessional, nasty human being. Seriously. I mean, I don't care for Biden's policies, okay, but I don't call Biden supporters clowns. I just disagree with their mentality, but I don't call them names. I'm way above that, and so should the governor of New York. The governor of New York should be way above name calling, okay? And it just makes me want to throw up. Let me see here. Julian, peace to you, man. Hosias, my plan is to get the social security number before I get married. Okay, that's good. Karina did. And then once I get my green card, do I have to do the process of social security again? Yes. You got to go back to the social security office and update your status to green card holder. Okay, Hosias. Argentina, salute. GS, hey Diego and Karina, I'm visiting my soldier for 1 month next week in beautiful Arizona. You're coming in the middle of summer. That's a great time to be sweating in Arizona. What do I say to the CBP, the Customs and Border Patrol officer, if he asks me where I'm staying? You say I'm staying with my friend. You don't want to say fiance. So you want to say, I guess you could say fiance, but it's going to put you into a higher risk of a red flag because you're on a tourist visa coming to see your fiance. But you know what? I would just say I'm going to stay with my friend. Your fiance is your friend, right? I'm going to be with my friend. That's what I would say. Julian, I got already the Social Security ID. Good. And I did the text on the computer and text as well. And I passed. And I have the permit already. Wow, good. Waiting to do the road test for the license. Salute, Julian. We got you out of a country where you were stateless. You didn't even have a passport. But Diego got you to America, right? There you go. Hosias, like the first thing I would do when I get there is to get my social security number, and then you send in your green card package. That's correct. And on page 2 of the form 485, you're going to write in your social security number on page 2 of the 485 when you apply for your green card. John Hinston, hi Diego and Karina. The embassy finally notified us in Nigeria that they have our packet. My fiance looked at the interview dates on the embassy and they say first available August 2025. No, that's not true. But a Mountain Dew salute for John. If you look on the USCIS website, they say that it's taken them 18 to 20 months to process a green card. It's not true. Disregard that. Francois wasn't aware she called other people clowns. Yeah, the governor of New York is calling Trump supporters clowns. Why is that? If you don't like Trump, then vote for Biden. If you don't like Biden, vote for Trump. But don't be calling your constituents names because you don't agree with them politically. How insane is that? The governor of New York governs everybody in New York. Republicans, Democrats, independents, everybody, libertarians. The governor of New York is responsible for the well-being of every single American in New York, regardless of what their political ideology is. But when she called Trump supporters clowns, what she's saying is, if you don't agree with me, you go to hell. That is not how a constitutional republic works. That's how things work in a banana republic, a communist country. And the governor of New York needs to apologize to her constituents, and she needs to retire and go get a job at McDonald's making hamburgers, because that's what she's qualified to do. Let me see. Osias, is my social security number valid all those months? Yes. Your social security number, Osias, is valid for the rest of your life. All you got to do is update your status to legal permanent residence when you get your green card. That's all you got to do. It's another trip to another government office, Hitchum, hello Diego, my case says in transit. Okay, when should we start the DS160? When you get the ready status. GS, thank you. Yes, 100 for a few weeks. Yes. Okay, GS. If the Border Patrol officer asks you who you're going to be staying with, you're going to say, I'm going to be staying with my best friend. Your best friend is your prometida, is your fiance. So you're not lying. But you say the words best friend. Ajali, Diego, you got me looking at houses in North Carolina. Remember, I'm in New York also. Ajali, if I can get you a green card, a K1 visa, and get you the hell out of New York State, that's one heck of an accomplishment, right? Because we're going to get Francois out of New York State too. Think about this. The property taxes in New York and New Jersey are absolutely insane. The government of New York, New Jersey, California, they seem to think they know how to take care of your money better than you do. So you create, let's suppose, people are not starting businesses in New York. People are not starting businesses in California. They're closing businesses in New York. They're closing businesses in California. They're getting the hell out of there because the government is destroying the economy with overtaxation and unbelievable manipulation of markets. It's all communism. So, if we can get a Jolly to North Carolina, we're good because you're going to get a massive pay raise. Josias, I'm also going to get on my insurance health program of my wife as soon as I get married. More evidence. Include that in your green card application. Hitchum, once it's in ready status, we can start the DS160 and schedule the interview. Once you get ready status, it doesn't mean you can schedule the interview. It means that you can process the DS160. Then you're going to wait for the embassy to tell you the process for scheduling the visa interview. Okay? It's called a packet 3, packet 4 email. Josias, don't make me worry so much with Delta, Diego. Just want to travel to America calmly and peaceful. Josias, you're going to travel to beautiful America from beautiful Argentina, Delta Airlines, calmly and peaceful. I didn't say there was problems with the airplanes. I said there's problems with the administration of the airplanes. Getting a pilot. All right? Getting a flight crew. That's what I'm getting off the ground on time. That's what I'm saying. I think you're going to be perfectly fine. Primarily, it's for domestic flights, okay? International flights, I really don't think there's a problem. I don't think Delta Airlines has a problem with international flights. The problem is with domestic flights, okay? Just from my experience. All right? Anyway, that's it. I'm done talking, guys. I've been talking over an hour and a half. I drank my Mountain Dew. Thanks for the salutes, the Mountain Dew salutes. Denise Jefferson, Francois Livingston, Agile. Thank you so much, guys. We'll be back. What's that today? I can't remember. Saturday, right? We'll be back on Monday. On Memorial Day. On Memorial Day, we're going to keep this channel rolling along for you guys. And Francois says, John Hinston says, okay, thank you for restoring my sanity. You're good. Francois Diego, my fiance, tells me getting a birth certificate from Morocco is good for only 3 months. What's your input on that? That's insane. How is a birth certificate only good for 3 months? My birth certificate down here is good until I die. And then I get a death certificate. And Karina gets to frame it. What the heck? 3 months? That's insane. I've never heard of such a thing. I wouldn't worry about it. How can a birth certificate only be good for 3 months? That's absolutely insane. Get the birth certificate. Good night, Francois. Josias, thank you so much, Diego. Mountain Dew salute for you. Josias from Argentina. We'll see you guys on Monday.